Okay, hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Level 7 Kevin, and this is our third annual Crunchyroll Anime Awards voting podcast. Woo! Okay, this year we're gonna try to be a little bit quicker, try to keep it under an hour. So I think I'm just gonna start by introducing everybody. First off, we have Carrie, who's not in a call, who's in the room with me. So say hi, Carrie.
Hi.
Okay, next up we got John. John has not been in the past two podcasts, but he's one of my friends who knows a lot about anime and manga. So John, say hi.
Hello, I'm John, the weeb veteran.
I'm a bit worried about the audio. Let me just do this -5. Okay, next up we got Makana, who is the guy that watches a lot of anime, or he did last year, and he likes a lot of romance anime. Say hi, Makana.
Hey everyone.
Okay, we got Ray. Ray's probably one of the first people I contacted for doing this show randomly. Say hi, Ray.
Hello.
And we got Bharat. Bharat carries us every year with all the music sections and the research that we don't do. Say hi, Bharat.
Hello.
Okay, and we're ready to start voting. We're just gonna get right into it this year. Let me open this. Is this right? Okay, I'm on the voting page. We're good. Okay, you guys ready? You guys can... Who is that dog? Oh my god.
That's my dog. She's a corgi, dude. I can't control her. She's one.
Oh my god.
Hi, dog.
And you thought my mic was gonna be a problem. She's yelling.
Okay, we're good. I feel so vastly unprepared this year than other years because honestly, I was gonna cancel this year, but then I was like, you know, I gotta do it one more time. All right. So let's start with let's get right into it. Do I have to sign in like last time? Start voting. Oh, you don't even have to sign in anymore, or I am signed in. Okay. Oh, it starts you off in order, anime of the year.
Yeah, but at the top you can choose your category if you want to skip that one.
Last time.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna skip anime of the year to go last. Let's start with film of the year. Film of the year. I watched Spy X Family Code White. That's it. John, you like Haikyuu, right?
Yes, except they squashed a ton of stuff into one movie, so they cut out a lot of good stuff.
Did you watch any of the other movies?
But Spy X Family only.
Yeah, we all watched
Haven't
that together.
Yeah.
Did nobody watch? Do you have you heard anything about the My Hero movie?
I heard that the animation slapped.
That's it.
Yes.
Did anybody?
The story was mid.
The story was mid. Was it? Wait, was it an original or was it from a manga?
Original.
Dang. Okay, did anybody watch anything besides Haikyuu and Spy X Family? I don't think so.
I only watched Spy Family. I heard Look Back was really good though.
Dude, Spy Family was the only one I watched too, and like it was a fun time. It was a good movie, right?
Yeah, I mean, I like Spy X Family. I remember it being fun and playful, but also like personally, I've kind of fallen like not out of love, but like I'm not into Spy X Family as much as I used to be because it's not as like high energy intense as I thought. It turned more into like a slice of life kind of thing, and I guess that's not what I was looking for.
But the ending of the movie brought back a lot of that spy kind of stuff. I can definitely see it. It had a lot of, I think it had a lot of charm that the original season had for me, and I thought it was a fun time watching, and it's the only movie I watched, so it's the only movie we can vote for. And yeah, and John said they rushed Haikyuu, so let's vote for that. Oh my god, I gotta sign in. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Although they rushed Haikyuu, it was still woven into a good emotional story. But so it sort of worked out.
What do you think was better, the Haikyuu movie or Spy X Family? I know a lot of people like are just fans of Haikyuu in general.
Oh, damn, bro, you're making me pick.
That's what we're doing today.
Yeah,
All we're doing today is picking.
I'm leaning more towards
Really? You didn't like the poop joke in Spy Family?
Hilarious.
Okay, we're going Spy Family. Next. Best continuing series. Oh! Dude, I watched Demon Slayer. I thought Demon Slayer season was actually one of the worst, but the ending got you so hyped for the
Yeah.
finale. So like the overall season, the first, how many episodes was it? Like 12?
Probably.
Or was like 9 episodes? The first like only the last 2 episodes got you like really invested in this is what Demon Slayer is. So the season was pretty weak. My Hero on the other hand is coming off of very weak seasons, and suddenly now My Hero is good again. That made me feel really good to watch. Like My Hero had this like stain for me where like I would watch it. Well, one season in specific, I was like season 5, right? I hated that season so much. Season 6, I couldn't believe that the season was good. And season 7, I can't believe that the season is good again. So that's kind of like how I feel about My Hero. I feel like I'm so glad that the show is good again. It reminds me of those early on seasons. The middle really was really slow for me. Bleach, I'm a big Bleach fan. I didn't get time to watch Bleach this year. Which is pretty sad, but I will eventually watch it, but I can't really vote on it yet. John is a big One Piece fan, and Spy X Family Season 2. Spy X Family Season 2, did we watch that?
I think that was the tennis
How many
one. Do
seasons?
people remember?
How many seasons
Was
of
that the
Spy
tennis
Family are
one?
there?
Yeah, that
Oh.
one was like more serious. I think it starts with like a bomb threat.
Yeah, don't they
Oh.
find Bond, the dog, in
Yeah,
this
yeah,
season?
yeah.
Okay,
I do think it ends with the tennis match though. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. How
I
many
love
seasons-
that tennis match. Put it out there.
When she
then
slices
they
that
went
tennis
on
ball with oh,
Mm.
spoilers, my bad.
No,
It's
you're
like
allowed
making
to say
cry.
spoilers, it's fine.
But non-manga spoilers.
Okay, when she cuts the tennis ball with the racket. A big plot
Can't believe
spoiler,
you spoiled
know?
that. Yeah, exactly.
Whoa, giant plot point.
I mean, they go on the cruise too. That was a huge arc, right?
Was that in
Oh, yeah.
season two?
Yeah, that's like
Yeah, that's
the
way
entire.
That is
That's
small, that's
way
my
bigger.
bad.
That's like a real. I when I was reading the manga, I felt like that was a pretty good arc, and I feel like the adaptation for Spy Family was pretty good. Trying to think of the other animes I watched for this category. For me, it was Demon Slayer, My Hero, Oshinoko, and Spy Family. I've read the manga for 3 of the 4, not Oshinoko, so I kind of had an idea of what to expect and was able to compare it to like how it actually turned out. I felt like all of them did a pretty good job. If I had to pick one, it's probably My Hero, but I feel like they did a pretty good job with Demon Slayer considering that they only had like, I think it was only like 10 chapters to work with. John can probably pull up the actual number, but
Right.
like they only had like a few chapters to put into like 12 or 13 episodes. So like whatever they added was really good, and it got me really hyped for what's coming up next.
I'll go next.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I only watched Demon Slayer and My Hero. Also,
You watched Spy Family.
I did watch season 2, but like I kind of forgot. Also, we're mentioning that it seems like this anime awards covers so much. Like it seems like from October 2023
know.
till
They're coming a lot of seasons this year.
March 2025. So like a year and a half. So that's why it seems like some of these are really old. Like I think Spy X Family season 2 is really old. But anyways, so for animes this year, I kept track on my phone and I put ratings. So I put Demon Slayer as a 8 out of 10, except for the last episode was a 10 out of 10 because that was like movie quality, gets you so hyped.
That's
for
how
the-
they get you with Demon
for
Slayer.
the Infinity Castle. So versus My Hero Academia, I put as a 9.5 out of 10. I really did like this past season of My Hero. It was so much like anticipation for everything because there was so much on the line and like so many twists and turns, and you know, I'm not going to say it, but one of the main characters gets really badly injured and it seems like they might die. Maybe, I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a manga reader, so I don't know what happens to him in the end. But I think the only thing that I didn't like about My Hero was the sorry if this is unpopular, but Ochako and Toga. I didn't really like that part. I know they cried in the studio. That's what I heard. But also, I don't know. I didn't like Toga in the end. Still, she's still the bad guy.
If I look at all these shows, right, it's very obvious that My Hero and Demon Slayer are ramping up to have big finales to end the entire show, to have a true finale, right? So if I think about best continuing series, My Hero is like peaking right now. This is like everyone has a job, a role. They're all showing off how they've grown, their character development, their new strengths, new powers. And maybe Bleach had that, but I can't say that because I didn't watch it. But My Hero is really like, we're at the top of the roller coaster for the story, and I think I could only vote for that for this category. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
If I had one vote, it would also be for My Hero.
I kind of don't have a dog in this fight, so whatever you think, brother.
You got a dog in the back. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. That is true. And she'll let you know.
My Hero is the best choice because I've read the manga for a lot of them, so I agree with the My
Hey,
Hero.
we're voting on anime. All right. Best
Yes.
new
Wait.
series. Yeah, what's up?
I'm bouncing on my seat. I want to get into it. Can I start?
Yeah, you can start.
Okay. Don was my sleeper agent. I got so excited for this one when I was watching it, like, because I kind of went into it just being like, oh, I see this on like Twitter, whatever. I loved it. I thought it was such a fun show. I think the animation is really cool. I was into it. Kaiju number 8 was also a good time, but that one was like, I think it was paced well. It just was really fast because it was only like 8 episodes, I think. I just watched Apothecary Diaries in a week, and that was kind of crazy work. But it was like a good show. I was kind of like not sure what like it was about because it's listed as like a romance, but it wasn't romance heavy. But I thought it was like a really cool, interesting show. I know a lot of these are like kind of good time watches. Free Rent was like a good comfort show, and it's really gorgeous. And it sounds really great. Like soundtrack's awesome. I think out of all of these though, I would go Don. I thought that was really fun, and I want to see more. Kaiju number 8, though, I will say, is the one that like it sets up for a cool like world building, for like what we could do next. But I heard that the next season, like based off the manga, is supposed to be like kind of slow. So,
Oh,
but that's not a judgment on season 1. I'm just scared. But like it was, I thought it was like really well paced, and everything was like a really fun like light-hearted main character in a serious world that has like these like really good heartfelt moments. But I do think Don would be my pick. I just had so much fun watching it. Bra and I watched it together, and I was basically just like clapping and cheering the whole time, like it was a concert. It was so much fun.
Okay. For me, I only watched Kaiju, Solo, and Free Rent. Free Rent I watched half of, and I think a lot of people are gonna be mad at me for that because I heard the second half of the show is like a lot better than the first half. The first half, the show isn't bad in my perspective right now, having watched 12 episodes out of 24, I think. The show isn't bad. It's just very normal. Nothing amazing is happening yet. We're kind of developing the world, the characters, and the story. So nothing really amazing has happened yet. There's glimpses of cool stuff that I could see happening, but unfortunately, I didn't finish it. Solo Leveling, I think, is just going to sweep the entire year, and that is not what I think should happen. I don't really like Solo Leveling that much. I understand a lot of people love this show. People are talking about this like peak Attack on Titan level stuff, and I don't think the writing is that good. I think a lot of stuff is very obvious, and I don't enjoy the main character's character. He's not like a noble person. He does things to, like Iron. The acquisition of Iron in his army was completely like, he shouldn't have killed that guy. I mean, the guy didn't do anything wrong.
Again, too. It's crazy. There's no moral quandary. It was never brought up. Okay, sorry. I don't want to interrupt you, but
He didn't do
I
anything
did
wrong.
want to a little bit because I agree. I'm
He didn't do anything
co-signing.
wrong.
He did anything wrong. He's just a little bit annoying. And who among us, you know?
For me, it's got to be Kaiju number 8. I feel like this show reminds me a lot of like shows I like, you know, it's kind of like a One Punch Man, but it's a little more serious and the animation is better. And like Ray said, the world building, and you can see that they're kind of what the possibilities are for this show. And for me, it's got to be Kaiju number 8. But I'll let somebody else want to take the floor.
For me, I would say Kaiju. Just scroll down a bit. Yeah, Kaiju and Solo Leveling. I have both read the manga or webtoon for, so I definitely have a different perspective than anime only. Solo Leveling, I do agree. It's a power leveling fantasy. You just watch it for him to aura farm and like beat people up. So the plot definitely suffers a bit. And Kaiju, I think I really like how close, all the corpse members are and just all the epic action that goes with it. So yeah, I think Kaiju would be my pick. I heard good things about Delicious in Dungeon and Free Run, but I haven't gotten into those yet.
I can't believe that Trigger made this. I didn't even know that Trigger made this. Trigger made like a lot of cool things like Promare. Very cool stuff. They made that they made a Star Wars one in Star Wars Visions. Very good studio. Unique animation style. This one's like a lot like the food animation was crazy. I've seen the Twitter clips, but yeah. Okay, I think timing wise, we gotta. Should we speed up? I hate to cut people off.
I think I should at least say something about Freerun.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Is, in my opinion, let's see. When I'm watching animes, I usually get a little feeling of, oh hey, this is probably gonna come up at the end of the year as like one of the nominees for best anime of the year. And I had that feeling pretty much immediately with Freerun starting from episode 1. I'd say that as a viewer, you definitely have to watch all of the episodes. It ramps up and it's kind of like meant to be like a long story from beginning to end. It felt like reading a series of novels, like fantasy novels, all together. So like if you miss the second half, it's like you're missing the last book of a series, even though it's still continuing. And like, and I think just overall, it just has everything it takes for an anime to be considered and to win anime of the year. And it was just great. It had all of the hype, and I think it definitely backed up the hype that was generated online.
Can I give my like 1 or 2 sentences for all the ones that I watched?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of these will show up again.
Yeah.
But
and then we'll go faster that time.
Yeah.
Okay. I watched Dandadan, Kaiju, Solo Leveling, and Freerun. Dandadan, I didn't fall in love with it at first because I thought the pacing was very weird for the first like 3 episodes, and also the comedy isn't necessarily my style, but the animation is really, really, really incredible, and I definitely loved, like, from episode 7, I was like, okay, now people have to watch this show. Because it really is that good. Kaiju number 8. I love the whole thing. I really love the characters. I gave it a 10 out of 10. Solo Leveling, season 1, really did not care for it that much, but saw the potential. Season 2, amazing animation. And it is really cool to see him just like power up. But I see that he's not a lovable character. So I do not give it a 10 out of 10. Freerun, I also give a 10 out of 10, but you have to watch it like and just soak it in. I feel like don't expect like you're gonna see these flashing lights all the time and really high energy like music and animation. It's just something that's so like, wow. I appreciate Freerun a lot. So I think I would personally choose Kaiju number 8.
I think we gotta go Kaiju. I feel like Solo Leveling is gonna sweep the whole year, like I said. like a lot of non-anime watchers are watching this show, so it's just like super popular. But for me, I saw more potential from Kaiju number 8. Okay, let's keep going. Best original anime. Did anybody watch any of these? We can probably skip this category.
Dang.
Okay.
I do not even recognize a single one. Let's go.
Okay, we
There's a
skip it.
really good song from girls band Cry that I know, but I didn't watch it.
Oh, I recognize some of the studios though, like Buchi Giri is Mappa,
Mappa,
Girls Band Cry, Toei.
Bones, Toei.
Okay, but no.
Let's skip it.
Skip.
Oh man, best animation. I mean, how good was the second half of Free Rent? Because I mean, Kaiju.
Like
I don't think-
animation wise.
Yeah, I don't think
Best
Kaiju
animation.
is the best animation. I gotta say.
Really, the ending when he like punches upwards, and it's like a whole like One Punch Man moment.
No.
What's best?
I think every year this category is Demon Slayers.
I know.
to lose.
Dude,
like
that's
someone
the
has
final
to
episode?
beat them.
Yeah. Okay, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with Dandadan. I have never seen animation by Science Saru before, so this was my first introduction to them, and they have absolutely left their mark on me. Their animation style is very unique, and it's so not pretty. Pretty is not the right word, but like it's so wow. That's just how I feel watching their animation style. So I would go with Dandadan.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you because you watch Demon Slayer,
Yeah.
right? Is it beating Demon Slayer last episode?
Well, I would say that Dandadan's incredible animation was more than one episode. I will give it to Demon Slayer for the very last episode only because that is movie level, but Dandadan, there were many episodes that had such high quality animation. So for me, that's why I gotta go with Dandadan.
All right. Well, if anyone has anything else to say, I think we might vote for Dandadan.
I agree.
I got nothing to say except for I agree 100% with Carrie.
All right. Let's vote that in. You know what? What I want to say. Like, there's like you notice like what's not getting nominated and stuff, and it's like I know everybody hated Blue Lock.
Oh, at the very end, we can talk about that.
Yeah, it's like there's so many shows that I wish were nominated. There's one big show that everybody's gonna forget about this year. I'll bring it up at the end. I mean, my friends know.
Ooh,
what
so
I'm
stay
gonna talk about.
tuned. What is it gonna be?
Best character design. I don't think you can. Okay, Kaiju number 8. These are new characters. I kind of had like this immediate like investment in Kaiju number 8's characters through the comedy and through like he's an older guy just kind of surviving in this world, and then you learn about his past, the other members of the squad, and yeah, really great stuff. Demon Slayer, we've been building upon these characters for a long time. Oh, my brother's here in the chat. All right, we've been building on these Demon Slayer characters for a long time. Their characters didn't really get to shine this season. This season was a training arc mostly, so they didn't show off new powers much or anything. So I can't really give it to that this year. Free Ren also a newer anime where I feel like I'm talking to. Should I pass it to someone? Hey, John, you want to? I don't know.
Finish your thought.
Yeah, but Free Ren, newer anime, again, similar to Kaiju, you're introduced to these characters. This show is a lot softer than Kaiju number 8, so you get a more of like a positive connection to the characters really fast. Like you want them to succeed, and it's just a lot softer. It's more about like caring for a child type of way that you view these characters. And okay, I'll pass it off to John.
All right, first off, the icons are blocking the bottom list of options.
It's the same 5 nominees every time.
Yeah. I really only know Kaiju and Demon Slayer in here. And Demon Slayer, it's the same characters. The designs don't change. So I would have to go Kaiju. I just think like all the character expressions and all their their fits and like their combat suits were all spectacular. And the Kaiju especially, I like the way the colors pop out. So I would go kaiju.
Makana,
I'll
about you?
again jump in a little bit about free rent. I think you mentioned something pretty interesting where free rent is kind of like caring for a child, and I just wanted to build on that point because I think it's true, but maybe not in the way you intended it. Because a large part of free rent is like the concept of time, and
Mm-hmm.
you literally see these characters age over time and like how their personalities develop, how they mature, and all that. Like, so you really get to see their character develop, and that's something that I appreciated about the show, that I don't usually see in other shows.
You know what? You convinced me. I'm voting for free rent. Let's lock it in. Okay, best director. What does that mean? What does best director mean? Here we can see I'm not gonna read that. Okay, best director. Barat, save me. What does best director mean? He's gone.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So when I think about directing in a movie or in TV that's not anime, like you think about like how they're directing the actors and stuff. I'm not super sure how that manifests itself in anime, whether it's coordinating between the animation and the actors and stuff. But I'd say that if a show is put together really well on all technical levels, that's probably what we're looking for here in a director, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's gotta be
So-
free run then. With
Yeah.
your description, like we were talking about, or at least for me, I thought Dandadan had pacing issues in the first 3 episodes, and then in Demon Slayer, I know you folks said that there was like they had so little material to work with from the manga, so that's why they were trying to stretch as much as possible. But I didn't have any kind of issues like that with Free Ren, so that's why my vote is for Free Ren. Of the 3 that I watched, that's why I didn't watch the bottom 3.
Because as a whole story, first off, I'm on the YouTube stream. Brian, I see you, I hear you. I watched Apothecary Diaries. I'm in it for you. I think it's like a whole season. I did really like Apothecary Diaries. I'm saying that as also my own opinion, independent of Brian being a real fan in the chat, by the way. But but like I think it was cool because it was like more like there's like mysteries to be solved. I know we're like, oh, you could say spoilers, but I don't wanna do any spoilers, but like it felt very like continuous, and also like it's giving you just enough because Mama, who's like the main character, she like is really observant and she's noticing all these little things, and sometimes you have to like see it from her perspective of like she's seeing all these little details, and you as a viewer, it's like dramatic irony, right? Like you as a viewer can like start to put things together, and so it's really cool to get to like the mid-season finale and be like, oh my god, like this is happening right now, and then you start the second half of the first season, and then they give you more little tidbits, and you're like, oh, I only saw a little part of this bigger picture. And I think that was really cool to be like freaking out while you're watching it. Like my partner watched half of the season with me, and they saw like every other episode or every 3 episodes, and they'd come
That's a
over and be like, what
terrible way
happened?
to
And I'm
watch
like,
it.
I can't even start with this because it all is like it builds on each other so much in such like a cool, subtle way. You get to the end of the mid-season, you get to the end of the first season, you're like, oh, I get it, and I'm low-key better than everyone else because I saw these little things that put together. But yeah, if we're talking from like process definition of like a director kind of like builds this whole picture off of these little bits of like crumbs, like I would go Apothecary Diaries.
All right, to appease the loud voices in the chat, we are gonna go Apothecary Diaries.
Speak on it.
Best background art. I mean, Free Run, right? Free Run has those
Yeah,
just
I was
shots
gonna
of
vote for
transition and
Definitely free run here.
yeah, just everybody agrees. let's give it best romance. Oh, Makana.
Okay. I'll step up, but I feel like this year I'm not as qualified compared to the last few years.
All right,
I have a clear winner. And
I know
there's
what
one
you're.
anime.
I know what it is.
You know what I'm voting for, but let me build it up a little bit. I watched the or I watched A Sign of Affection and Blue Box, but I wanted to watch all of the animes on the first row. But just jumping straight into it, I think my clear standout winner for this year was Blue Box. It pretty much, it's like the classic love triangle. There's with a hint of sports anime, which I have been getting more into. So like, if you're going into it expecting sports anime, you're gonna be disappointed. But if you're going into it expecting a romance anime and you like sports anime, you're gonna really like this. I don't think I need to talk too much about it. I think I mentioned it in the past few years where I just get this feeling of like, oh, this is gonna be it or not, and Blue Box definitely has it. I do want to give a special shout out to A Sign of Affection though. It's definitely very unique and tells the story that it's trying to do exceptionally well. It's just me as a like my personal preference out of all the animes I watched this year, it definitely is Blue Box.
And with that, we're just gonna lock it in.
Okay.
We don't need any.
Can I talk about Scott? Oh, okay.
Scott Pilgrim?
I didn't
This
watch
one
Scott Pilgrim.
this one I was surprised was nominated. I didn't know that it was considered an anime.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention because maybe more than just you didn't know this, and I didn't know this either until I looked it up. But I looked up Scott Pilgrim's wiki, and the reason that it's considered an anime is because a lot of the production is Japanese. So like even though, so like the animation is Japanese and like the producers are Japanese and stuff. So that's why it's nominated as an anime. Also, I should watch Blue Box. It sounds like my kind of anime. I only watched A Sign of Affection. I gave it a 9 out of 10 because if you know those dating sim games, that's the feeling I got with it. And sometimes I was kicking my feet and I was like, oh my gosh, at the characters. So you should watch it. It's a great anime.
Yeah, I watched only A Sign of Affection from this category. I just want everyone to know that big tiramisu that they get from Costco, that's a real product. You can buy that in the world. You should get out there. Also, not to start a fight with someone, which I'm not. Brian, I didn't watch One Piece. I'm doing what I can out here, all right? And Mamo got ate up on the character design, so I'm doing what I can. I'm fighting for her.
All right.
That's all I have.
All right. Best comedy. I've probably only watched Spy Family. Makana probably watched Konosuba. John
I
watched
did not,
Mashal.
surprisingly.
Wait, you didn't?
Heck yeah.
I did not.
Hey,
Which
Ray
is
and I
kinda
watched
crazy.
Delicious in Dungeon.
You guys
We
wa-
Oh, you
did.
guys never said anything.
Oh, talk about Delicious in Dungeon for a minute.
I watched the trailer for My Dear Friend, by the way, and I was laughing so hard I cried.
Oh, My Dear
conceptually about that one,
This
by the
whole
way.
show is a pun. All right.
Yeah. No, okay, sorry. Delicious the Dungeon. Barack, go ahead.
Yeah, it was cute. It was pretty funny. I mean, I do always appreciate the humor of like Spy Family. But yeah, I thought that Delicious Dungeon had like a really fun, quirky vibe that it brought that I think should be appreciated. I'm sure you agree, Ray.
Yeah,
Oh my
sorry,
God.
She's
And
going.
and the dog does too, baby. Let's go.
Cadence, sound off. I think too, like I'm gonna go through this, by the way. I live with this, so I'm fine.
We're good.
I also have headphones on, so it hits different for me. But anyways, for Delicious in Dungeon, I thought it was gonna be like a hee hee ha ha, like we're having a good time type of show, and then it takes like such a serious twist in like a good way too. But yeah, I liked it. I think there's like good comedy in it, and we watched it subbed, but there was some parts, I guess we get to it later, where like Senshi would have like a certain line, and I was like, oh, I need to go back and watch the dub because this feels like it's Pro ZD's like time to shine. And he ate down. I think all of the like English VAs were really good on that show also, which is not part of this category, but like I'm just throwing it out there. But yeah, I think it was a good time show, kind of like start to finish. It was fun to watch. I really liked it, and I liked the characters too.
John, you want to talk about Mashal? You were trying to get me to watch it.
Mashal is Saitama, but Harry Potter. So everyone has like all different magics, like ice magic and music magic and like fire magic and all that, right? And he just beats him up with his fists. But it's not just that. Like he does very comedic things. Like I forget, but it's like he does the most exaggerated, like outrageous things to beat his opponent. Kind of have One Punch Man as that satire kind of feel to it. And he also MC also has a very high affection for cream puffs, and I also like cream puffs, so I relate.
John, I'm gonna let you
So
vote for
it's
this
just-
category.
Yeah. So
What are you gonna vote for?
I'm going Mashal, dude.
Alright, let's go Mashal.
It does give a lot of laughs to me, and but I also hear good arguments for Delicious and Dungeon too. So
John, I trust you.
I would go Mashal because I also read the manga, so I'm also more biased, and I look forward to the new season this year.
All right, best action. I think it pretty much has to be Solo Leveling if I don't want to get eaten up online, right?
No, you can vote for what you like.
Well, I probably would
Stand
vote
on
for,
it.
I probably would vote for Bleach, but I didn't watch it this year because I didn't have time. If I were to look at Kaiju number 8 and Solo Leveling action, Solo Leveling probably wins, right? So even for me, I can admit that the action in Solo Leveling is like a 10 out of 10. John, did you watch Bleach?
Oh yeah, they made a separate department for the new core to make movie level
Wow.
quality episodes.
I wish I watched this. Okay, just compare the action to Solo Leveling. I think you're the most qualified.
Compare the action.
Or just like which one do you prefer? Which one you prefer?
See, Solo Leveling, it's mostly, there's not much magic, right? It's all like, they're all in fisticuffs punching each other. But Bleach is all more about their Zanbakutos and their powers, and they're more creative with how they beat each other. And I think one thing with Bleach is like, even when the odds seem against the Shinigami's favorite, they still pull through somehow. So I think they really did justice to a lot of the bankais and stuff in the recent core. And I look forward to it finishing.
So between the
This-
two,
This arc, yeah,
Oh.
I would go Bleach because like the manga made me lose faith in this arc, and the anime restored it. So
Ray?
I
Yeah.
just want to put I think, not to sound like a stan,
Dan
I really like Dandadan. I just think that it had really creative like settings for the fights. I think it was the final one where they're like in the school and stuff. Trying to skirt around it. I mean, it doesn't. I guess we could do.
You can
but, like,
you can say
I
spoilers.
just think it was like, okay, we're in this school and it's like flooded, and they go to like this like parallel world or something, and they're fighting an alien and also like a dinosaur ? And the demon. I thought that was just like a really fun way to have a fight, and like they use the powers in like creative ways. I thought too, and I think the one that stuck out to me, and I think maybe brought also you back me up, was there's this one fight with the character called Acrobatic Silky, and
She is
it
the
just,
best. Her episode is amazing.
Yes, it was so good, and it was one of those characters too where you're just like, this is just like some demon,
Yeah.
and sometimes too like I think with Demon Slayer, sometimes you get to like the demon is destroyed, you do like the backstory. I forget which season it was exactly, but like it felt like every demon had a story where you're like, I guess they're not that bad, but like they don't overdo it for Dandadan, and it felt really honest, and you felt like their backstory also led into their motivation of why they're doing what they're doing that seems so horrible, but it actually has this like really profound connection, which was really cool, and it's all brought into the action. Like it like gives everything intent in a way that was really great to watch and have it unfold in front of you. But I just think it was just a cool way to have action sequencing, because it's not about like we can destroy the city and there's kind of no consequences, which is talked about a little bit with Kaiju number 8, but it really is just we have to be creative in how we fight, because there's like a secretive element to it. There's also, we're teenagers and it's embarrassing to be seen out with each other because you're a nerd. Like, I don't know, it just kind of had a lot more elements to the action for me. I think put up against like a Bleach or Demon Slayer or Soul Leveling, it hits a little bit differently. But I think there's a lot of cool elements in it that make it more, I don't know, I guess unconventional. It's still in the category and it's still one of the major releases of the year, so I don't know if unconventional is the word for it. but it was just interesting. Even if we don't vote for Danenon, I want it to be verbalized and just out to the universe. But that's it.
Yeah, now's the time.
Can I mention Windbreaker really
wait.
quick? I wouldn't vote for it, but I would like to mention that this was an enjoyable anime. I wouldn't recommend it for the action. I would recommend it because it is a great story. I thought it had great vibes and it was emotional, and I liked the music. So it's nice that it was mentioned. I don't think it should win.
I agree.
Does anybody have any final thoughts? Because I'm down to just slam Bleach. John said it was better than
slamming
Solo Leveling,
Bleach.
and I trust him with my whole heart.
Yeah, I like both, but Bleach clears. And
That's-
I think it's
Wow.
great, Ray. It's great, Ray, that you have trope breakers like Dandadan, because admittedly, all the shonen stuff all follow the same. A lot of stuff nowadays all follow the same formula. It is good to have something that is a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, these are all
But
pretty
I'll go
much.
Bleach.
I mean, this one's old. He's not young. Kaiju number
Yeah.
8. But yeah, everything else is pretty much
Yeah.
shonen. All right. Next. Oh my! There's a category for this. Oh my god! All right, isekai watchers, speak up.
I feel like in past years I would be able to speak more on this, but surprisingly, I didn't watch any isekai this past year.
Can you watch
which
ReZero?
Really surprised. I didn't even watch.
Oh, I'm the
ReZero.
only one.
Yep.
John, you get to vote on this
Okay.
category.
Hey man, the recent season made me start the web novel, so it
let's just-
really drew me in.
Let's just.
Picking ReZero over Konosuba.
Yes, the action and like there was some really
Oh, I can't even change my
satisfying
vote.
fights. There's some very satisfying fights in this season. The second one suffered. Makani, you agree? The second season was so bad, and like the third season redeemed it. Yeah,
I didn't watch this third season, but you're right. The second season was extremely
it was
slow.
so bad.
Dude, I feel like I watched 2 episodes of this and then I couldn't get into it. Oh, you watched it with me?
I also watched 2 episodes of this. Yeah, and it was not good.
All right, ReZero. I should have just skipped this category if I'm being honest. Best drama. I don't know any of these. Apothecary Diaries, Freerun, Oshinoko.
I've been speaking up a lot for Freerun, but I think in terms of drama, it isn't really that dramatic, which is why I would go for Oshinoko. I think the difference between Oshinoko season 1 and 2 is just you see a lot more from the stage actor side instead of less so on social media and the idol side. You see more of the acting side, which obviously comes with a lot of drama. So like for this category in specific, I would go with Oshinoko. It is a good drama and I enjoyed it.
Anybody have anything else? I'm down to just put Oshinoko because I watched season 1.
I
Season
like
2 is on a
Apothecary
different streaming
Diaries.
platform, right? Oh, sorry, Ray.
I like the Apothecary Diaries. I thought it was really cool. It was, another thing. It just kind of everything tied together in a cool way. I don't really watch. I'll say I don't watch a ton of drama. I've watched half of these. But I think it was cool. I don't think it was like, I don't know. I went into it thinking it was gonna be more of like, oh, there's like this girl at court, and it's gonna be her kind of blushing and kicking her feet whenever the man talks. But she does not care about him. He could drop that in front of her. Oh, actually, well, he wouldn't. Season 1 finale. She wouldn't do that. She wouldn't let him die. But I really liked it. I thought it was cool. The only ones I've seen here is Free Ride and A Sign of Affection. I like Sign of Affection,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I think it kind of gets stomped by
watched this one.
Apothecary Diaries, to be honest. It was just cool. I think like the only thing with Apothecary Diaries is like you kind of have to be paying attention and get a little bit invested because it's like everything builds. So you have to just crest that hill and make it to the end. I really liked it. Out of 3 I watched, this one would be my pick. It's my favorite.
I've also heard really good things about Apothecary Diaries. I just haven't watched it, so I definitely trust her opinion.
I'm gonna let Makana have final say on this.
No, give it a
Kana,
rate.
please.
Oh, give it a right.
Give it a
Apothecary
Hey!
Diaries.
Yay! Let's go. Put it down. This is for Mau Mau.
Slice
This is
of
for
life.
Brian, actually.
Whoa, did anybody
both for
watch any of
Brian.
these?
Yes, I watched. I watched Laid
Laid Back Camp.
Laid Back Camp season 3. All right, Laid Back Camp
This
season.
is so slice of life.
Laid Back Camp season 3, I gave it a 9 out of 10. Yes, if you don't know Laid Back Camp, it is probably like the definition of slice of life anime, and it really feels nice to watch this amongst all of the shonen amongst like JJK and My Hero and Demon Slayer, because Laid Back Camp really is just laid back. The consequences are so minuscule. Like in one of the episodes, they're trying to figure out, oh my gosh, it's wintertime, it's so cold. How are we gonna stay warm? We don't wanna buy blankets. So then they try to wrap themselves up in cardboard. Like, that's so silly. And there's this one girl, she has a dog, and she's like, oh, I don't have enough money to buy camping supplies. Should I buy them for me or for my dog? And then obviously she buys them for her dog because that's more important. So it's so silly. I really like this anime. It is my comfort anime. Like one time I came home from a very tough day at work and I was so down in the dumps. I put this on, boom. Within 10 minutes, I'm back to happy mode. So this is really nice. My vote is for Laid Back Camp, having not watched any of the other ones.
I'm giving you final say. We're voting for it.
Thanks.
Wait.
Wait.
Can I just say something? Buzzer beater. Okay, Ray and I also watched Mr. Villain's Day Off. Dude,
I heard that one's
love
funny.
this show. I love it. It is funny. It's hilarious. It's cute. It's wonderful. His obsession with pandas. We loved that. We demolished this show. This was one of the easiest to watch shows that I saw this year. Just so funny. And so cute. It had heartwarming moments. Man, it's a little bit of everything you need, you know, just in a little 20-minute kind of distilled form. I would recommend everyone watch this show because it is fantastic.
All right, I might check it out if I have time. But I gotta watch Bleach first. Dude, I've been talking to my friends all year about watching anime, and then I get Rex for random stuff. And then my comeback is always like, I haven't even watched Bleach yet, and I'm a Bleach fan. I don't have time. So, yeah. But if you recommend it, I might try it out. You say it's so fun and easy to watch. But I did watch a little bit of Laid Back Camp, and this show really is just the definition of slice of life. Like, there's no drama. It's just people camping, and it's fun, and learning how to camp and stuff. All right, let's go next. Best MC. Okay, I can tell you who the worst MC is.
I'll
In my
speak a
opinion.
little bit for the mainstream audience
Hey.
before.
Okay.
before-
Let's go, Makana.
Okay. I think, despite his flaws, Sung Jin Woo is like, it's him. He's got aura, and
yeah.
he's exactly like what you're looking for in like a power scaling OP guy. Like, take Kirito and juice him up a little bit, and you've got like someone who you know is gonna win. You just want to know like how he wins. I personally don't really care about like his personal morals because I think that's like part of the character. You'll see it in other main characters, like in Attack on Titan. Like that, Eren is not by no means like a guy to look up to, but like he also like, yeah, I don't. He's not a guy you want to look up to, but you can tell he's a great main character. So that's like kind of why I'm drawing the two parallels there. And you just get that like real good main character energy where like you're rooting for him. Like, yes, he has controversial decisions, but like what main character doesn't? So that's my vote, and I want to hear a little bit more about other people's opinions.
Okay,
I think. Oh,
Let's go, Ray.
I was like, is your stream okay? You can like this because I think Kafka Havino. I really liked him. I thought he was a really cool like character. 'Cause he doesn't start with, I guess like to compare it to like Soul Leveling, right? Like he doesn't start with like being a little bit more. I don't know. He's not as like not caring of the power skill. Like he wants it. He wants it bad, and I think his earnestness When I say he wants it bad, I mean it like in like a really like wholesome way. Like he really just wants to help people and be like this protector. And I think his earnestness is what made me like him so much, and it's what made everyone on his team like him. Like he was on that team for what 3 months, maybe. Timing in anime is always really hard because it's like they saved the world and they fell in love, and it's been 3 days. But with like Kaiju number 8, when it's revealed that he is Kaiju now, it just everyone is with him like on his team, and he has so many people that are in his corner because he's just such a good guy. And beyond being a hero, which I think is what a lot of main characters are as main characters, like they're just kind of unilaterally flatly a hero, he's also someone who is just at his core a really good person. Like he wants to go out of his way, he wants to help people, he wants to protect the kid, he wants to go and drive this girl to like get cake or whatever. I can't even remember the plot of that one girl who was rude, by the way. But I think for Solo Leveling, the thing is too, I was like starting from season 1 because I had to rewatch it because it's been a minute. And I think the start of season 1 to end of season 2 personality changes, I didn't feel like he had like as strong of a character. And it's mentioned in passing where he's like, I lost something when I got to this level of power. But it didn't feel like it was a progression that made sense, like a loss that made sense. There wasn't any time where he was personally reckoning with his own loss of morality. It just felt like he lost his whimsy and ability to laugh at the situations and be friends with people. And it just didn't feel like he had a really strong personality to back up a lot of his actions. And also his main goal was to bring his mom back from the coma, and he did it, and then still was kind of just like,
Numb
I'm
to
gonna
it.
get stronger.
Yeah.
And was saved by the Jeju Island incident. So I like saved in like a characterization sense, I guess, because he's wanting to save someone else. That's not just shifting the goals from like being for his mother to having maybe a larger intention with his powers. But I think start to finish, the best main character for me would be Hibino. I loved watching him. I'm a Dan. I lost the ability to talk. I like Kaiju number 8. I think Hibino was great. That's my pick.
Oh, 2 nominees for Dandadan. Anyways, hearing you guys talk.
It's Dandadan. I fumbled. I'm
Dandadan?
sorry.
Okay. Hearing you guys talk made me think like Sung Jin Woo reminds me a lot of Venom. This constant just want power, right? Venom from Spider-Man. Just want power, and then you lose your morality, and all you care about is getting stronger, and he's kind of being consumed by the system of how he gets stronger. I wanted to actually think about Sung Jin Woo is an overpowered character, and he's gonna win every fight. Frieren is also that, and I feel like the way she chooses not to like resolve conflict immediately sometimes in order to teach the side characters. I don't know if that's it's just something I observed, right? Of the characters I would prefer between these two, Sung Jin Woo and Frieren, I like Frieren a lot because a lot like Kafka, she does have some morals. I guess she started earlier on like kind of being numb to humans in the world, and she's slowly opening up, and then through her students she's kind of learning to navigate emotions and humanity like that. We spent a lot of time on this section, but does anybody else want to talk? Who should I give the last vote to?
It can be you. It can be you sometimes.
I'm voting for Kafka because everything Ray said, and I like that guy. He immediately drew me into the show. I continued watching this show because of episode 1, because of him. So yeah, it's gotta be him for me. All right, let's go next. Best supporting character. Okay, now we're getting into good stuff. Oh, okay. I can't not vote for him. This reminds me a lot of like Attack on Titan. What was it, like Commander Irwin or was his rank Commander? I don't know.
I think so. Captain? I don't know.
Someone who dies in an anime still has impact several years after their death. That is Himmel in Frieren, and That's something that's like a kind of like a story thing that I think is like really amazing. It really shows like how influential the character was during their life, that they're able to impact people in the future beyond their death. And that is something that Himo represents. He represents the true hero, kind of the opposite of Solo Leveling, you know? The true hero, the one who was, you know, the good guy. And that's something that I really like, that his death, he has influence over Frieren, you know, throughout her new story. And I just think that's amazing. I could just slam this right now unless anyone has anything else they want to say.
I
Just
just
two things.
oh
Ray, you go first.
I don't want to call off a second person twice
You're
another
good.
time in a row. It was. I mean, I just agree with everything you said. I think Fern also does a similar, like, has a similar role as Hima. It's brought into their modern day, and also because she's young and so young, even relative to like human ages. I think she's a teenager. She's like 17 or something,
Yeah.
maybe younger. Like she's still learning the world in a way that like Hima wasn't. I felt like he was teaching the world to Frieren, and Fern was almost like learning about the world from Frieren, but also teaching her how she views it as a younger human, as someone who is still experiencing it for the first time. And the second, but I do still think that Hima is the vote. I just also want to say that Turbo Granny just being in this category is kind of hilarious to me. She's a funny character, but like, it's just kind of funny.
What even
She
am
was-
I
don't
looking
know.
at?
It's just she kind of cracked me up, but it's like an odd pick, I think, out of the whole show. Well, actually, there's two from that one, but that's all.
I like Fern because she reminds me of me. When Fern gets upset, she needs a little treat to feel better, and that is exactly who I am. Also, she's young, but she knows a lot. Like, she's one of those old souls or whatever. I think I kind of relate to that as being oldest daughter in my family. That's like, oh, you gotta be older when you're younger to like take care of people. So, but really, it's really about the little treats to make somebody feel better. That's exactly who I am, and that's exactly who Fern is.
It's gotta be Himo. I think like what the character represents for the show for Frieren, the character Frieren and the show Frieren is just amazing. Must protect at all costs. I'll give this, Carrie, you can go first.
I mean, I know Anya and Frieren and Yuki. So let's see. I don't think Frieren is must protect at all costs. She can take care of herself. That's my 2 cents on her. Anya is, I think, the easiest pick because she's Anya. Yuki, I don't know if she's must protect at all costs because she is an independent woman and like she knows what she wants. I don't know. Anya's the easy pick, so I would probably just pick Anya. I would not pick Okarun
I'm just looking.
as a must protect at all costs.
Anybody else?
Senshi being in this category also, like that's a
Yeah, he doesn't look like must protect at all
100-year-old
costs.
yeah, he's getting baby girl. Like that's crazy.
For the flashback, he was his backstory. He was just a
Oh,
small
that story
boy
was crazy. Oh, my God, he
amidst
was, like,
potential
touching-
cannibalism.
Yeah.
Whoa, what?
Sorry.
How is that
Yo?
protect at all costs?
No, he doesn't. He was among it. He was not partaking in. Well, I guess
He wasn't partaking, no.
maybe unwittingly. I don't know. It's like he wasn't trying to eat anyone, but
Hey,
I won't spoil it
I
as to
see.
whether he ate anyone.
baby girling the man who was like solo in the dungeon for a decade is so
Oh my.
funny. Also, like very generous on the panty shot with Senshi. Very generous.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Wait, actually, Yuki, I do get it. Must protect at all costs because there are 2 people trying to protect her very badly. I mean, everybody's trying to protect her. But yeah, she's very cute. I do love her pink hair. Also, I just really like her character design. I must say, personally, I think her character design has the correct and realistic proportions. So yes, I like that about her.
Hey, you
But-
know what's funny?
What?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut it.
No, but I would just say so. But I still pick Anya because she's the easiest.
Remember Friren's secret technique where she did the kiss?
Oh,
She
yeah.
blew the kiss? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
and it didn't work.
Well, if we're gonna go Anya, I think this is, she's been sweeping this
Yeah.
category for.
Similar to best animation, this is Anya's category to lose. I think
Yeah.
for best animation, it's Demon Slayer's category to lose. So yeah.
Best
Brian voted for
anime
Senshi.
song.
Thanks, Ryan.
I feel you. I feel you.
Barat, it's your time to
Yeah.
shine.
I just pulled up my Excel spreadsheet on all the
Oh.
songs and their ratings. Listen, okay. The fact that Abyss was made by Youngblood was kind of funny to me. I wasn't expecting that. Bling Bang Bang Born sounds like a song that would be named Bling Bang Bang Born. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't like the song from Oshinoko. I don't know. Maybe people would like it. I know that a lot of people really like the Don Da Don song. I would say that it's either the Don Da Don song or the solo leveling song level. But I think that maybe I'm under pressure here. You guys don't understand.
Hey, it's all you, bro.
I would say
Oh, Yoasobi made this.
let's go the Don Da Don here. I thought it was fun. It's really interesting. It matches the vibe of the show. It's also nominated for best opening, which I think it's a really strong contender for it. I'd probably give it to that. Spoiler. But I want to give a shout out to Abyss. I thought that was actually surprisingly good, and also the one from Solo Level.
Okay. Does anybody else or speak now or forever hold your peace? I'm gonna slam Don Da Don. All right.
Yeah, this is just for
Slam
best
it,
song,
brother.
not OP, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
That doesn't
yeah.
make it-
OP is a
Good song.
different one.
I mean, my
Alright.
favorite's Yoasobi, but definitely agree with.
I knew
the Don.
Yoasobi made. Is this the OP or is this
Yeah,
ED?
the Brave for Free Run. See, Arc
Oh
2.
yes, I do recognize it when I think about it.
You got-
Something like that.
Gotta love Yoasobi. Anyways, best score. Well, we're in Barat's realm.
Yeah. So, okay, I'll start off just talking. I'll go through this pretty quickly, but I want to shout out Bleach because Bleach always has great scores. It's been nominated multiple times, and they always do a really good job on it. I would actually give this to Free Ren though. I thought it was a beautiful score at times. Donadon was pretty nice. It was kind of atypical. I think Demon Slayer and Bleach were really good as like traditional, how you would expect like a dramatic movie score to be. Donadon was a little different. A lot of character, really fun. But Free Ren was really, really nice, beautiful, and I think matched a lot of those subtler, quieter moments in the show. I think that if you were to think about like the background art of Free Ren
Mhm.
and you were to put that into audio form, you'd get this score, which I think is like a great achievement.
Sounds perfect.
Let's go for it.
I was just gonna say,
Yeah,
like when we were watching Free Run, they would have like these gorgeous sweeping background shots
That's
and
what I'm
this
saying.
really excellent soundtrack. And Brett and I were both like, because we watched this together also, and we were just like, "That's nice." We just keep watching, but we like multiple times we would like say how good the soundtrack was and how fitting it was on those like really nice nature shots like that.
all right, let's go Free Run. Big shout out to Bleach. Best OP. Barat.
Oh yeah, no, I
You
thought
got
other
it.
people might also have opinions. I'm sure they will, but I also think that this one came down to Kaiju number 8 and Don again. I would personally give the slight edge to Don. We actually, for the last episode of watching Don, decided to not skip it because we liked it so much. But I thought the Kaiju number 8 one was good. I thought the art was very good, and the song's good as well.
The art is like something I've never seen before, or it's so like sci-fi.
It's very very sci-fi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not saying that I like it or don't like it. It's just something I've never seen before.
So Don.
Yeah, yeah, and I will just say that in my comments for this, I watched the solo leveling one, and my comment was mid. So
Mid.
just putting that out there.
Does anybody else have anything they want to say?
I felt like Solo Level
I
in
think-
season 2 had a better OP than season 1.
Okay.
Agree.
Yeah.
All right, let's go Don Danon. Best ED. I don't need your help, Arat. It's got to be Nobody.
Okay.
It's got to. I listen to this song every day for 365 days.
You want to know something?
Yeah. You, I,
Quiet.
I have that in the spreadsheet too. I rated it the lowest and put I hate this song.
Oh
I'm
my
so-
Whoa.
God.
Really?
Kick him! Kick him
I
from
really
the
didn't
street!
like it. I really didn't like it.
Do you
I'm
not like
sorry.
any One Republic?
It was
You
One
know-
Republic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody
I
can
watched
do
the
it
show and I
like
never
this.
just I realized.
I haven't listened to a One Republic song since that one when. Well, okay, actually can't share that because that would dox a number of the people on the call.
Okay.
But like it was a while ago, you know,
Yeah.
like the lately of it. Yeah.
Okay. I really like this song.
All right, Barat. Okay, speak about the other ones then. But I'm voting for
Okay,
this. I hope you
okay.
know that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I like the solo leveling ending a lot more than I like the opening sequence for that season. I thought the Don one was cute itself. It's like the Turbo Granny, but like in her other form. If you've seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. The song for Don in the ending, I thought was mid as well. The first one, the Ranma 1/2 or whatever. I thought that was kind of cute. I liked it, but I thought solo leveling was my favorite.
And how wrong you are. How wrong you are. All right. Best voice artist performance Japanese. Who do we got? I don't know the show. Rerun. Whoa, what is this? Side Games Pictures? What show is
Brave
this?
Bang Braver. Is that how you say that word? I've never seen that
Man,
word.
this looks like a Gundam knockoff.
Yeah.
I feel like that might get people mad. Who can go for this? Makana can go for this, I
What?
think. Oh, John. Let's go, John.
Bro, I don't even recognize a single one of these names.
You just go by the. You
You
just
Don't
go by
recognize
the photo.
Aoyuki? Aoyuki always carries.
This
I
one.
don't think I'm qualified to speak here, so let's just do Makana's vote.
I liked Okarun's voice actor, the very last one, Natsuki Hanai. But, I don't know. I don't have a dog in this race.
Me neither. I would just say like, just think about like who Frieren is, the
Okarun.
softness in her voice. You know, she's a pretty mundane character, but I guess.
If it impresses you, Frieren is also the same voice actress as Anya. So that's some
Oh,
range. Right
range. Yeah. Ray,
I liked Okarun. I liked
this one.
I like both of them. I think Okarun would be the pick I would go for. I think a lot of their dialogue just felt really natural. Like it really felt like two teenagers bickering in a way that I don't think you get a lot, not just in anime, but in shows in general. It just felt more grounded in reality, like the way that they spoke. Not necessarily like they're not being like, oh, that slaps, this is lit. Like I'm not talking about like how like the Ninja Turtles movie was, where they're trying to push as many words that Gen Z says as possible into it. But it just felt like how people talk to other people, especially when you're young and everything is embarrassing because you're going through puberty, and also you have a demon that lives in your soul. That thing that happens to everybody.
That's happened before.
Yeah, hey, happened to me too, as many would say when I was a teenager. But yeah, I think that I agree with Carrie. It was just like a really fun character. I think it was like the voice acting was really good, and I'm pretty sure it was the same VA for his demon form also? Question mark. We
I'm
can
down to
fact
just-
check that.
Let's just slam it.
But yeah, slam it.
Let's just slam that. Let's Best VA English. Scott Pilgrim didn't get nominated for this? Oh.
Damn,
Oh
going
my
Alex
god, Pro
Lee.
ZD. But I didn't watch.
Oh.
Oh,
Dang.
it did make it this year.
It did make it.
It did make it this year. Oh my god, my heart. I can't vote on this for best English. I didn't want, okay, nobody watched English, right? So we're gonna skip, right?
I
We could just say
vote for
Pro ZD.
Alex Lee for Solo Leveling.
Over Pro ZD.
Yes.
Let's just show support to Pro ZD. Let's just be
Yeah,
those
that's
guys.
fine. I'm cool with that.
Let's just be those
He's
guys.
the VA. Alex Lee is the VA for Zenitsu, by the way. If anyone cares.
Range.
He's also Vietnamese. Shout out to him, my brother.
I
my
can't
cousin.
believe. Okay, this is my time to shine now.
Okay, go ahead.
Attack on Titan is possibly one of the greatest animes ever made.
Thesis.
This is not my own opinion. This is widely agreed upon when it was really hot. Non-anime viewers were watching this show, and I guess we have to save it for the end, but like this show should have been nominated more in more categories. Yeah, that's all I'll say for now. For now. Okay, let's go. Oh, is that everything?
I feel like there's
yeah, now we go anime of the year. No, okay, now I will say what I want to say about Attack on Titan then.
Wait,
Attack
we
on
missed
Titan.
one.
No, we skipped one.
Best original anime.
Yeah, we skipped that.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, we didn't
No, go
skip
ahead.
that much. We could actually just slam something right here.
No, but we don't know what.
We don't know anything.
That's why we didn't vote for it.
We could vote for Mappa and just call it a day. Yeah.
Oh, I heard one guy really like Ninja Kamui.
All right. Well, shout out to one guy. All right.
We can
Anime
go
of the year.
Mappa.
Attack on Titan is not nominated for Anime of the Year. One of the best animes of all time, and I think this is just like disgraceful. It makes me so sad that the actual finale of Attack on Titan is not included. It just makes me super sad. Because last year they counted like part 1 of the finale, right? So this year they were supposed to count part 2 of the finale, and for them to not do that, it just feels so bad. Anyways, Makana, why don't you start with this?
for anime of the year or talking about stuff
And
that
no,
wasn't
we're done with
nominated?
Attack on Titan. It's Anime of the Year.
Okay. I think my vote, just to be clear, if solo leveling is included, I'm counting both seasons 1 and 2.
Yeah. I
As
think
part
most
of
people are
my-
going to do that.
Okay. My vote for anime of the year is Frieren. I think I've talked enough about it. I just think it has all the pieces and it made me the most happy over the course of this past year.
John?
Oh, here I've only seen Kaiju and Solo Leveling, but
You didn't watch Free Run?
I haven't, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on my super long list of things to watch, but I'll never get to. I really like. I think Kaiju has the whole package with the story and the action and the heartfelt moments and like. Well, Soul Leveling, it's really just a power leveling fantasy. You just watch it to see him beat people up, right? Like,
Yeah.
So I say Kaiju is a better whole package, really, and I think they really elevated it. Yeah.
Yo, shout out to Omni-Man in the chat. If Invincible was here, I would totally vote for it. It was one of the best things I watched all year. I really love Invincible. Season 3 was so good. Okay. Carrie, you wanna go?
My favorite anime or my anime of the year is, it's very hard to choose. I will not vote for Solo Leveling. I think Free Rent definitely has the potential. I think so many people are going to vote for Dan Dan Dan. I expect that one to win. Kaiju number 8 is, I think, the most my style of like, that's what I am looking forward to most, season 2. Because I think all of these will, like the ones that I mentioned, will all have a season 2. Mostly, I didn't like how Dan 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 ended. I thought that was a poor cliffhanger at the end. Sorry. It's between Free Rent and Kaiju for me. I think in the end, I will go with Kaiju. I just had a lot of fun watching this show. Yeah.
All right. Ray?
Solo leveling. No, I'm just kidding. Don't kick me.
No, you guys can say you like. I don't mind. Like, I understand a lot of people
No,
like
because
the show.
I didn't. No, it wouldn't have been my pick for the year.
Uh-huh.
I watched all of these, and I mean, okay, I actually forgot what the cliffhanger was until Carrie, you mentioned it, and I remember watching it, and I was like leaned back in my chair, and when the end credits rolled, I like snapped up and was screaming. I was like, "Wait, that's the end? That's crazy." I thought it was supposed to be like a mid-series break or something. I didn't realize it was like fully the end of the season. Um, I think my vote would be between Kaiju number 8 and Apothecary Diaries. But I'll go Kaiju number 8. I think like it just like paced really well. All the characters were fun to watch. Shabino was just a really great time, and it had a lot of personality like through the whole thing. I think that like Mao Mao in Apothecary Diaries is more monotone, but she has a really interesting life and experience, and the things that she's in is really interesting situationally. But I just think that there's a lot of heart to Kaiju number 8, and it just kind of makes me want to watch it all the time. And for a show that's not like slice of life and also very serious, it was just really comforting to watch and just be like, this is a person in a really crazy scenario and they're doing their best, and other people are more understanding, I think, than you usually see in any type of media flat out. Like, it just felt like there was more of a rounded consideration to everything that goes into it factor wise, and not just being like, you're a bad person because you didn't let the building collapse on the girl, even though your teammate was crying a little bit over the mics. But that wasn't a specific situation. I just feel like sometimes people in anime make a mountain out of a molehill when characters make like a choice that a real human would make. But yeah, Kaiju number 8, I think is my pick for sure. But I think Dandadan or Delicious Dungeon are probably gonna win this category. And I wouldn't be mad if Dandadan won. I'll just say that.
I think this is I don't think it would be Delicious Dungeon. I think we Dandadan, Solo Leveling, and Free Run. Wait, but before I say,
Delicious Dungeon was just popular.
okay, Barat, I think you're the only one who hasn't talked.
Sure, yeah. So what I'll say is, so I actually watched like 4 of these. I had the same experience with Free Run as you did, Kevin. Pretty much exactly the same. I really liked Dandadan. I really liked Delicious and Dungeon. I did like Apothecary Diaries as well. I haven't finished that either, actually. What I will say is I would have been all for Dandadan. But I think Carrie made a good point that cliffhanger also kind of pissed me off and made me very uncomfortable. So if that's a deal breaker, I can understand that. I know a lot of people have said Kaiju number 8. I haven't seen that, but yeah, that's where I stand.
One more thing on Dandadan, because Barat reminded me. Yeah, it's not just the ending. I think the content, not enough people talk about, like, yes, it is a controversial topic, and that's why a lot of people are turned off to it. Or not, it's not controversial, but like, they kind of like touch on essay a little bit, which never happens. I'm gonna say that it never happens, but it is like, I don't want that as part of the plot. I don't.
The vibes are off.
Yeah, the vibes are not correct. Like, they can make you can make a dangerous situation and it not be that content. And I think people brush over it, like it's so easy to just look over, and it's not for a lot of people. And that's why I don't think it should be anime of the year. Yes.
I will say, I think a lot of people would have wanted to vote it for Free Run last year, right? So the Crunchyroll Awards this year spent a long pause, and Free Run is nominated for this year, even though I think it's a 2023 anime, right? I imagine, based off of like what I read online, it's probably either Dandan or Solo Leveling is probably gonna win. I think too much time has passed since Free Run was popular, and I think Solo Leveling is really hot right now. And I would think more people are watching it, especially because it's Crunchyroll. This one's on Crunchyroll. Dandan's on Netflix.
Dandan's on Crunchyroll.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I always get that confused. I always think it's a Netflix original for some reason, but maybe it's just because like the logo is red and I associate it. For me, I think a lot of people said Kaiju, and this, of all the shows here, this is Yeah, it's got to be kaiju for me. And that's pretty much it. Are we all cool with that?
Yeah.
Let's
Are we
go.
moving on to final conclusions?
Final conclusions for the year?
Yeah, because I got a special mention.
Oh, I got a special mention.
Okay.
Whoa, wait, we missed one. Film with you?
No,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Vote progress is 24.
How do I? Okay,
All good.
we're all good.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
let me-
you should put one up while
Yeah, I'll
we
just put this up.
while we do our final conclusions. Oh my gosh.
There.
Ah, beautiful. Okay, can I go first?
You can go for your final
Okay,
conclusions.
one of my honorable mentions is for film of the year because a film that came out in the past year was Blue Lock episode Nagi. Okay, if you
Oh
watched the last podcast, you know that I love Blue Lock. Okay, episode Nagi came out last year and it was basically retelling the story but from Nagi's perspective, and
The story of season 1.
yeah, the story of season 1, and it was so good. Like, it really was a fresh take on the season. And also, me, Kevin, Makana, and John had the chance to go watch this together in the theaters. And then sometimes I would look over at Makana at John and Kevin, and they were losing their minds because, yes, the animation was so good. And also, throughout the movie, I was like, I'm gonna watch this again when it comes out on Crunchyroll. And I'm not usually a person to rewatch movies. There's maybe like 3 movies in my life that I'll rewatch. But like, wow, it was so good. So that is my honorable mention.
Yeah, my honorable mention is just Blue Lock in general. It should have been nominated for something. I mean, I just enjoyed that show so much. Maybe they should have a sports section. I don't know.
Oh yeah, because the thing is, like, season 2 had poor animation compared to season 1, but the effects were still good. And really, the hype was so good. I was so excited even when they were just setting up for the game, for the match. They weren't even playing yet, but I was like, wow, the vibes are correct. So, Blue Lock. Become a Blue Lock fan, like me.
All right. Anybody else? Any final things you want to talk about? Feel free.
I'll also mention that airing at the same time as Freerun was JJK season 2, and I was very surprised that the second half of JJK season 2 wasn't nominated for anything. Similar.
Wait, but
to
it
how-
counted last year.
I think it was only for like the first half, not the second half. So
Wait, okay. If
If
JJK
that's
is
the
not nominated,
case-
something's wrong.
yeah,
but
I'm
yeah.
very surprised.
Yeah.
But I might be incorrect.
No,
If
because
I am, then I take this back. But I do know that JJK season 2, at least that the Shibuya arc, was airing at the same time as Freerun.
But I think they counted it last year because they kind of bundled season 2 as one. They didn't cut the. I mean, I think that would be the only explanation is that they included both parts because it's technically one season, I guess. But if
that's the
not,
case,
then they
fair
should have. It
enough.
should have been nominated. Yeah. All right. Anybody else?
I will
Any-
say one last thing because in the chat there was mentions about One Piece fan letter, and I am the One Piece stan in this chat, as you can probably see from my profile pic.
Yeah, Monkey
And
D. Luffy.
that episode, yes, I admit I haven't got into it yet because I'm procrastinating on it. It's like saving the dessert. I'm just procrastinating on it. But yes, I could see from some clips that they really blew the animation out of the water, and it's like they see the One Piece world and all the Straw Hats through the perspective of a normal civilian. It was done extremely well, and you saw like some of the previous events of the anime through the lens of a normal civilian or through the soldiers. It was like amazing. So I need to watch that, but that I heard was huge. And One Piece in general has been popping off of the animation lately, so
Yeah, they were really popping off on Twitter with the Gear 5. Even I saw
and
that. Yeah.
Yeah, they took a huge break. Now they're back, and I'm excited to see some of my favorite stuff from the manga animated. So One Piece has been popping off, but it's just like an ongoing stuff, so people don't really care.
Barat, final words.
Yeah, good year, guys.
Good
Hey,
year.
shout out Bleach, shout out Brian.
Yeah.
That's what I got to say. Yeah.
Ray, anything?
I like being here. Thanks for inviting me. I love you down, Kevin. Best friend, bestie.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. No, I watched a lot this year, so I was actually happy when I opened up the nominees and was like, oh my god, I'm gonna know what I'm talking about for real this time. Yeah, it was fun. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah,
Had a good
of
time.
course.
Lovely
of
chat
course.
with y'all.
Okay, and as a final send off, a little bittersweet message. This is the last year that I was planning on running the show with my friends, so that's not to say next year there won't be a show, but don't
Next
plan
year's
on it.
enemies.
Yeah, don't plan on being a Crunchyroll Anime Awards show next year. If I'm feeling up for it, and then most of these people are also feeling up for it, then I'm gonna run the show. But it really just depends on if I'm up for it. This is a really random show for me to host. I run a tech and keyboard channel, and a yearly anime podcast is really weird, but it's just like something that I just wanted to share with the world, and I thought it would be a little bit fun. I get to rewatch the episode, and yeah, I mean, it's been a great 3 years, and I thank all of my friends for joining me, and I think that's about it for the stream.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Watch My Hero
Bye.
Vigilantes.
All right, signing out. Bye.
Bye.